Welcome to the Purposely Aligned Entrepreneur Podcast presented by Boss Girl Creative. This is episode number 449. Today I am providing an update of what it's been like in the first week of my social experiment. Now let's dive in. Have you already found business success but feel lonely at the top? Or do you feel like you're at a place in your business where others just don't get it? Or maybe you feel like you have to make yourself smaller in order for others to not feel less than. Or maybe just a little bit of all three? But with all that said, there is good news because I've been there and I see you, sister. I'm Taylor Bradford, the torchbearer of this podcast and sisterhood, and I'm here to lead and inspire you to stay purposely aligned in the success you have found and provide you with support, guidance, and a sisterhood to keep going. Because I do get it. Your business journey isn't meant to be traveled alone. So grab a notebook, your favorite pen, and a bevy, and let's dive into this together with this latest podcast episode. Welcome to the Purposely Aligned Entrepreneur Podcast presented by Boss Girl Creative and me. Hello, welcome to episode 449. I'm your host, Taylor Bradford. Thank you so much for being here, for pressing play. Today is all about sharing what it's been like within the first week of my social experiment and what it's been like to grow a brand new Instagram and best practices, things that I've learned, and I can't wait to fill you in. This week's episode is brought to you by Systeme.io. That is Systeme.io. And they've got a complimentary free training how to do an $11,000 launch with their platform. So Systeme.io is like ClickFunnels meets MailChimp, or ClickFunnels meets Aweber, or ClickFunnels meets whatever email marketing platform that you use. They're combined together. So you get a sales funnel system plus an email marketing system all in one. And it's been a great experience for me. That is what I am utilizing in my social experiment. And like I said, they have a webinar, a video series, how to do an $11,000 launch with their platform. It's complimentary. Go to bossgirlcreative.com/11K, 11K to get access to that. Again, go to bossgirlcreative.com/11K. Now let's check in with what's been going on in social media land with this week's social media headlines. Social media headline number 1, Meta's new disclosure requirements for digitally altered ad content are now in effect. Meta's looking to get ahead of an expected flood of generative AI content in the U.S. election race. Social media headline number 2, Instagram tests option to create stories for friends. A new way to collaborate on stories content, ? Basically, you would have the opportunity to add to a friend's story. Stay tuned on how that ends up working. Social media headline number 3, X, formerly known as Twitter, announces expanded partnership with Shopify to facilitate new opportunities for merchants. Social media headline number 4, X announces new exclusive shows with former TV identities. It also says that it's now a video-first platform. Social media headline number 5, LinkedIn weighs in on whether or not hashtags are still effective in their platform. And basically what they're saying is that you should only use relevant hashtags to maximize effectiveness, but it's not entirely clear whether you need to add them if the keyword or keywords are already mentioned in the post. So the word's still out, but basically write a well-written post as if you're SEOing it for LinkedIn. And that wraps up this week's social media headlines. So let's dive in to this week's episode, which is all about an update in my social experiment and what it's been like, what I've kind of figured out, what went wrong, etc. And I have to say that it's been interesting. Again, I'm not going to share the name of the business or the Instagram name or the URL or any of that because, again, I'm trying to keep this a true experiment. So please don't go hunting for it. I don't think you'll find it, but don't go hunting for it, please. So ultimately, I initially picked one name, realized that it could get me blocked on Instagram, and it actually did. Like, Instagram shut me down before I ever got started with that particular name. And they brought it back, but I was like, oh, that's an omen that I don't want. Like, that would seem to be an uphill battle. So I changed the name, got a new URL. Like, I ended up buying probably 4 URLs or 3 URLs through GoDaddy before I got started, and already switched the name on Instagram after that little debacle, and got started last Tuesday. So the reference point or the recommendation for posting on social media, specifically Instagram and Facebook, and it's Instagram forward, and then you're just going over and repurposing the content over to Facebook. And you could probably do it on TikTok, but I'm not a huge TikTok fan. So I am solely focusing on Instagram and Facebook. And then also the email campaigns. And yeah, so it's kind of been involved. Like, I have to say, this has not been easy. And I feel like I'm rather savvy when it comes to businesses and setting them up. But I learned a brand new platform, System.io, which again is like ClickFunnels, but it also has a email marketing platform in it, or an email marketing platform within it. And so learning that, and I don't believe it's US based. I believe it's European based, but that doesn't matter. Ultimately, learning a new platform, again, created by a man, no offense to my guy listeners, but while it's user-friendly, it's not user-friendly. So having to figure that out. I'm an affiliate for System.io. And what's unique about it that I have seen without actually using and setting up ClickFunnels is ClickFunnels gives you a 14-day trial, which ClickFunnels is a robust platform. It just does not allow you to utilize a email marketing service provider. You have to use one. And a lot of times people are recommending Aweber, but I know that you can also connect it to MailChimp. So something to consider. And I'm an affiliate for ClickFunnels. I do think there is value in ClickFunnels. I just out of the gate wanted one platform versus 2 platforms, but you are welcome to do whatever you want. And you could probably do it with other things, other apps, but this is what they recommend. This is what the program is actually affiliated for as well. And so learning System.io was a little bit of a struggle bus, and getting my domain connected into System was a little challenging. Like, the platform, the course that I am selling, that I'm an affiliate for, is so incredibly well done. Like, it is so incredibly well done. The amount of information provided to you is literally sitting at your fingertips. So that part's not hard. It's just several steps involved and lots of videos to watch to make sure you get everything plugged in right. Now, the one thing that they missed that I had to go sit for 2 hours on GoDaddy's chat was the fact that you have to redirect your URL to the www version. And I didn't realize that I had a broken link on Instagram until 2 nights ago. And I was like, oh, that's great. Like I seriously, right now, as of this recording, I have 8 followers on Instagram. I'm going to dive into my Instagram profile in just a second, but 8 followers, but my account has reached about 200 accounts with just 8 followers within a week. It's just shy of a week as of recording this. So with that being said, I had a broken link. It freaked me out, and I had already tested these things. So I don't know when I missed retesting the link over on Instagram. And so I spent 2 hours with tech support with GoDaddy, and they were like, well, it's working on our side and it's really not us, it's your host. Well, System.io is not a host. They're just a CNAME record update through your domain name provider, your domain service provider. So after I learned that, and truly it would have been a lot faster of a chat, but the first rep I was talking to, I feel like they were hunting and pecking at their keyboard in order to give me 2-sentence replies. And what I was saying, they weren't understanding. It was real frustrating. And so I let it kind of time out and somebody else joined the chat and it went much faster. So it wouldn't really take 2 hours to get that figured out. But ultimately, I had to set up a redirect in GoDaddy so that my URL without the www was redirecting over to the www version. And I didn't realize that was a thing. And I actually tried fixing this in Google Search Console. And I don't know if that was a coincidence that it started working on desktop, but then I still was having problems on mobile. And truly, it is all about having the redirect set up. And from a tech perspective, that's interesting because I didn't realize that we were still at that place in 2024 where the non-www version of your URL mattered. Like, it's interesting. When you buy a domain name, you buy a .com, you're not buying a www. So again, fascinating to realize that's still a thing, that's still a problem if you're utilizing a platform that's not distinguishing or is distinguishing, making sure that both are captured and then redirected. And again, I've never had to do that within GoDaddy. I have claimed both versions in Google Search Console, and that's not setting a redirect. But again, something I didn't realize was broken until 2 days ago. It's fixed. So that's that. Okay, so my systems are set up. I have a sales page, which is linked in my Instagram bio. It's also linked in my Facebook page bio. So I have brand new Instagram and a brand new Facebook page. I also have a brand new Facebook group that's ready for people to come in once I get my funnel going or once people start entering my funnel. And so all of that's set up, and I am posting 3 Instagram reels a day and 6 stories at minimum on Instagram. Now, I believe the stories are pushing over into my Facebook page. I'm really not truly capturing statistics over on Facebook. My reels are like the little setting that you can turn on for your reels to be suggested over on the Facebook platform. That's on. I'm manually pushing my reels over to Facebook. Like I'm manually publishing them to Facebook because they're not auto posting. And I think that has to do with how many followers I have at the moment, because there are reels that get posted over on my other Facebook pages. Now, sometimes the audio doesn't go. So that's interesting. So when you are on Instagram, when you save it as a draft, or before you save it as a draft, you need to download it to your phone in order to then go utilize it in another platform. So that's what I'm doing when I remember to do that, because again, I'm Instagram focused, and then like Facebook is just going to be posted on when I remember it. And hopefully I'll just get into a better cycle or a better habit of getting the posts over there, the reels over there, not the Instagram reels, because they become Facebook reels. So that's where I'm at there. So, okay, I have currently, let's log into that Instagram. So again, 8 followers. I am following 17 accounts. It has been recommended to follow accounts in my niche, exactly what I'm doing, which I'm in the wealth niche. So the accounts I'm following are fellow wealth people that are doing very similar things as me. It is not encouraged to go out and follow people that might be your ideal client, which is interesting. And so here we are. So I've got, as of today, and I'm keeping track of all of this, as of today, I have 8 followers. I'm following 17 people in the last 30 days, which my account is not even that. It's a week old. In the last week, I have reached 257 accounts, and that is just going to continue to go up as my account gets some age under it. So 257 accounts reached, 53 accounts engaged. I have 8 followers, like I keep saying. I've shared 14 reels. I have one ready to go for my morning posting, which happens about actually right now, but I will get it done in just a moment. And then I need to batch the next reels. So the posting times are 9 a.m. Eastern, 2 to 2:30 Eastern, and 9 p.m. Eastern until I have better analytics to go from. So that is what you start out at. Now, the recommended reel creation is solely in the wealth niche, is solely to promote side hustles and remote jobs. That is all you're doing. If somebody decides to read your bio, your links there, they can come into your funnel, but it is not recommended to start selling because you A, don't have an audience to sell to, and B, you haven't created a community around your brand just yet for them to be willing to trust you into buying. Now, I'm not 100% certain that this is truly effective for waiting to 10,000 followers. So TBD on that. And I can tell you that it really comes down to the audio that you select. So you need to find trending audio. And this is for any niche, truly. You need to find trending audio that might have someone interested in the thing that you're doing. So I know that's so vague, but trending audio, it needs to be under 10,000 uses. If you can capture yourself within the 2,000 to 5,000 uses, that's kind of perfect. But 10,000 and under, I wouldn't suggest creating reels in general, creating reels with anything over like 50,000, because your chance of virility at that point is going to be much harder when it becomes a saturated piece of audio. Now, you will see in the trending reels audio, or in the audio section where you're looking for audio to use in your reels. How many times can I say the word audio? When you're looking for music that you can use, you will see trending audio when the music itself has like 300,000 uses. And it's because that keeps gaining traction. Now, I don't think that that's necessarily going to be helpful or useful for accounts that aren't already established. I can't really say for sure because, again, I'm creating and utilizing from a brand new Instagram, but that's TBD. I can tell you that all of my research that I am doing is giving me my first product that I will be creating, because this effort the effort that's involved in creating this much content daily doesn't need to go by the wayside. It needs to be utilized. You need to get paid for it eventually. So I have been tracking every little detail of the accounts that I'm seeing that are creating the content and writing those things down, not the account themselves, but the concept or the content itself, so that I have this Bible of Reels content for my niche. And this will be useful not only as a product for me to sell, but it will be useful when creating a content calendar. Because if you don't realize out of the gate that you've got to batch your content because you're truly creating Reels every single day, and if you want to make sure you're not doing that every single day, that you're just in the posting at the time frames, then you're going to have to batch your content and choose a day where you are recording a bunch of either B-roll video or talking video or whatever it might be, and you spend time there. So what is being recommended by the people that are pushing this content or pushing this type of content, which is affiliate marketing, high ticket affiliate marketing, is that once your systems are in place, you're really only working 1 to 2 hours a day from your phone. And that is true. Even with creating content every single day, I am not spending more than 1 to 2 hours on my phone every single day, because I'm not yet in a place to fully understand what exactly I should be posting. Even though I know what I should be posting, I haven't gotten myself to a place where I'm batching yet. So I am still working daily, and it's 1 to 2 hours a day. I am spending more time researching, so I'm not putting that time within that 1 to 2 hours, because I am researching and creating, which is ultimately, again, going to become the product that I sell that will help others. And that will be huge. And that's what these people are doing. They're regurgitating what they're seeing others doing, putting their spin on it, putting obviously their voice themselves, because you are in front of the camera. Now, faceless accounts are being successful. They're just not being as successful. So you can do this niche without your face, but it is a little bit more of an uphill battle. Just keep that little nugget in the back of your head. Okay, so I've created the amount of Reels that I stated earlier, and I'm posting 3 times a day. I am sharing on my stories up to 6 times. Actually, the minimum is 6 times. So you're sharing your 3 Reels, 2 your stories, and then at least 3 other pieces of content that would be valuable or is sharing your personality or what have you to your Instagram story. So getting the systems set up took the most time. Writing the ebook took the most time. Creating the 2-page funnel, so your landing page, then capture your email, then the bridge page. That is the stuff that took the most time. Once that is created, set up, and done, and you've tested it, now please don't go ask your friends to test it. Again, you do not want the algorithm of anything to trigger your friends and family to figure out what you're doing, because they probably are not going to be your ideal client, which is why I've not shared what the name of my Instagram is or any of that. Like, I have not even, the only person that knows is a couple of close friends, and even they don't know the name of the account. My husband does know the name of the account because he's watched my Reels from my phone. Like, I'm not even allowing him to go from his phone to watch my Reels, because again, I don't want to trigger the algorithm to do anything that I don't want it to do. And I think this is a very important concept. I think when we are multi-passionate, actually, I'm going to say I know. I know when we're multi-passionate that we water down our own channels with our other accounts. I'm going to put that out there. That's a bold statement to make, but it is true. I water down Sugar Creek by posting my personal stuff over on Sugar Creek. I water down Boss Girl Creative as well. And I realize that my personal Instagram account is a hodgepodge, but it's really meant for just people to get to know me who personally know me. I truly don't need to muddle the waters between my business accounts with my personal account. I don't think that has helped me. And I do think it has hurt me, but my Taylor Bradford account, my personal Instagram account, is as old as Instagram. And I don't think there's anything that I can do to recover that. So that one is what it is. So I think it's important to know that when you are a business on Instagram, you need to do your best not to muddle your content with other accounts. I think you need to do your best to not muddle your account with other accounts that you may have. And I'm hoping to prove this. Working theory, but I'm hoping to prove this. And just by experiencing what my personal account, which is a creator account type on Instagram, knowing where I've been quote unquote stuck with follower numbers, I can see it. That one, it would probably serve me and my interests if I had a business to promote via that account to start over. And that is truly what some of these women who are mentors in the wealth niche are saying. If you grow stagnant or if you gain a type of follower in a different country and you grow stagnant after, I think they say 60 days, 90 days, and you still consistently show up, but you're not growing, then they do encourage you to start over. Because somewhere along the line, you have supposedly tripped up the algorithm with what you're doing, with the type of content that you're posting. And again, that's really TBD, but I understand why they are saying these things. And also, I would have more followers than the 8 that I currently have, but I've blocked them because they're men in a foreign country. And I don't want men in a foreign country following this account, because I also am trying to prevent foreigners from following my account that will never buy from me. So if you're a man and you're in a foreign country, so sorry, but you're going to get blocked if you follow me. And so I would have more followers than the 8 that I'm showing right now because I keep blocking the weirdos. So if you're a weirdo and you follow my account, I will block it. Now, I do this on my personal Instagram as well. If I get a weirdo following me, I'm sorry. If I get even a man following my personal account, I block you. There's no reason for you to personally follow me. I have no clue who you are. You know what I mean? Okay, so the final few things that I want to touch on. First of all, yesterday I saw a fellow Instagrammer. I'm going to loop her into the influencer status. I saw this person legitimately slandering one of the girls I follow in this niche. Absolutely slandering her. Defamation out there as well. Took to her Instagram stories, created a reel about this girl, used her name over and over and over, called her a fraud, called her spammy, called her, she was faking it, but she was really rich and she's got these people, down this rabbit hole, and this is just an MLM and a pyramid scheme and all of these things. It was so hateful, yet she did it with a smile on her face. And it made me sick that there are people that are this, what is the right word? This bold to go to their own channel and call out somebody whom they know nothing about, whom they are only seeing a tiny portion of their lives on the internet, and saying these types of things. Like, it was gut-wrenching for me to see another female attacking a female online. And thankfully, she's removed the reel. I don't know if she's removed her stories, but if you can't say something nice, do not say anything at all. Do not utilize your platform to attack another human, especially a small business owner. Do not utilize your platform for hate. Like, I will not stand for it. Nobody should stand for it. It's sick that we're in 2024. We're not even 15 days into this month, and I'm seeing a female attacking another female, and without the right information, without even knowing the right information. And I feel like it's ignorance. I feel like it's, greed. I feel like it's comparison, imposter syndrome. All of these things are what is fueling that girl. And I'm glad that it's down, but it's only down because somebody said, hey, you are slandering. You will get sued for defamation and slander. Take that ish down. And I will guarantee you that somebody has recorded it to their phone. So once you put it out on the internet, just know that it's going to live there forever. Like, it's a digital footprint that somebody has paid attention to, copied it, and it will live forever. So please don't attack another creator, another small business owner through your channels. And I realize that we do this with corporate and corporate greed and all of those things. And that's not okay either, but it is for sure not okay to attack another small business owner. Like, absolutely. If you have questions or if you are concerned about what they're sharing, have a conversation. Do not take to your social media. Like, I am still riled up on behalf of this girl because I have had an attack like that on myself that was unfounded, that did not have all of the information, and it truly rocked my world to my core and held me back because I was scared that I was going to enlist the trolls again to come on the attack. And I also realize as you grow on social media and you get big, if your numbers are huge, your follower numbers are huge, it does bring out the crazies. It does bring out the ninja warriors, the keyboard ninja warriors. I get it. And you're going to have a thick skin. But to defame somebody, to slander somebody like this person did yesterday is so far in left field, uncalled for, and just shows the mindset. And obviously it speaks more about that person's character than the person they're actually attacking. But you shouldn't even be attacking somebody on the internet. Like, you shouldn't. So please don't. Just please don't. And then finally, right now, as of this recording, $0 have been made. I will be tracking that as well. And yeah. So thank you so much for listening to this week's update, what I've learned, what's been challenging, what's been hard. I will continue to provide updates in the future on this little social experiment. And again, if you're interested in grabbing that free masterclass from System.io, go to bossgirlcreative.com/11K. That's 11K. And that will get you access to their video series called How to Do an $11,000 Launch with System.io. Until next time, I hope you have a great rest of this week. Oh, wait, before I go, thank you truly for your support of my own business journey and this podcast, The Purposely Aligned Entrepreneur. If you know another entrepreneur who is in the same business trenches, who has already found success but might be feeling a bit lonely in their journey, my hope is that you'll share this podcast and this sisterhood with them. Because this, what we do day in and day out, isn't meant to be done alone. Speaking of lonely, if you're ready to squash the business journey loneliness, stop what you're doing right now and join the sisterhood. Visit bossgirlcreative.com/sisterhood. I can't wait to see you in there.